Plan first and demo last. If you're improving your kitchen, don't start with the demolition. Start with a plan. A plan begins with your vision, and this allows all the elements and pieces that you intend to put into your kitchen to tell a story. You don't want a mashup of all the ideas. You'll end up with like compost. The vision will direct your plan. If not, you're going to just spend more time, more money, and have more stress with a subpar outcome. You'll end up with a kitchen that may look new and may look better, but that doesn't mean it's going to work or function better. And we want a kitchen that functions. We want it to look beautiful, but more importantly, it's got to function better to add real value. So make your life easy. I'm Risha, and I've been helping luxury homeowners for over 15 years create beautiful homes that they want to live in. In this video, I'm going to share with you my top ideas for creating a kitchen of your dreams that will not only make your life easy, but bring beauty into life and be the place where you want to be, the place you want to share with your family and friends, place you can call home. So, number one top idea, which I mentioned at the top of this video, is make a plan. Make a plan. How do you do that? You start with your vision. What style, what colors, what feel do you want in the kitchen? Do you want it to be modern, traditional, eclectic? What does it need to incorporate? These are all pieces of the puzzle. You need double ovens. You need double dishwashers. Do you want to have a sink on the island? Start listing all these things that you can have. Do you need more storage? And some of that vision can come from what you don't have. Maybe the reason you want to redo your kitchen is you need more storage and more counter space. There's not enough room for everybody in the family to get together and cook together and spend time together. So think in your mind's eye, like you want expansive counter space, lots of storage where things can be hidden away. It looks like a farmhouse. It's got such beautiful blues and creams and warm tones. It's got wood. Start creating that vision in your mind. And then you can start making the plan. And you can put all those puzzle pieces in. Some of the puzzle pieces, of course, are appliances, countertops, tiles, etc. What else? Lighting, wall treatments, hardware for your cabinets. My second top idea for creating a kitchen of your dreams is when you have figured out the layout for your cabinets. There's going to be uppers here and lowers here, and we have an island. This is going to be a full pantry. Then start identifying what goes in each space. Are the pots going here? Are the cups going there? Is this for the items like the containers for storing food? Is this for cookie sheets? Because where you put your cookie sheets is definitely going to make a difference in where you will put your cups. Cookie sheets don't need to be stored flat. You want them to be stacked, soldiered up, and they take a lot less room. So if you were thinking, oh, left of the stove in this drawer, I'm going to put my cookie sheets, might not be the best idea. That is where you want to store your cookie sheets. If that's what you've planned through all the cabinets, then maybe it's not a drawer that goes there. Maybe it's a cabinet, a thin cabinet where all the cookie sheets can line up like soldiers. And then there's another cabinet with drawers for other things like pots, pot lids, etc. Knowing what goes into each cabinet is going to help dictate what the function of that cabinet space does. So you're going to get a lot more use and better storage with a plan, once again that word, plan, to decide what goes in each cabinet, to plan what goes in each cabinet. That is a very important tip for creating the kitchen of your dreams. My third tip is make room for garbage and recycling inside a cabinet. This is crucial. The last thing you will want when you've created this beautiful kitchen and you've got all the jewelry and the bells and whistles in your kitchen, you have a garbage can that is sitting out in the corner somewhere. to collect your recycling or your garbage. You don't want to see it. Dedicate a cabinet for your recycling and your garbage. You might even want to have a spot for compost. Let's put that stuff away so it's out of sight and we are not having that as part of one of the elements in the kitchen. There are so many other places to put interest and beauty. Garbage can, not at the top of the list. Another top tip for really maximizing the look and the style of the kitchen you want is in the backsplash. Because it's a vertical surface and it's readily apparent when you walk into the room, this gives you a great space to add that personality, that drama if you want, that interest, the color, pattern into your kitchen. You can use a solid surface backsplash, like a stone, quartz. You could use tiles. And there are so many options, so many different kind of tiles, not just in terms of color, but in shape. If you're on a budget, using a standard tile that's not too expensive, that is budget friendly, in an interesting pattern can really bring and elevate your kitchen look. So a very popular, I can't say that it's an interesting pattern, are the 3x6 subway tiles that are stacked. One way of really adding pattern interest with budget-friendly tiles is using the 3x6 subway tiles. They're fairly inexpensive. Usually they're in stock, and you can return the extra that you'll need to order in order to make sure you have enough on hand. But it's doing the most popular style of that would be the 3x6 in offset pattern. So they're like bricks. Not interesting. And if you have a inexpensive tile, not only can it be not interesting, it could also be downright boring and dull. And when you have spent thousands of dollars and hours and weeks of your time, maybe even months, probably months of your time, you don't want something subpar. So 3x6 tiles, however, there's lots of options. You can soldier them. That means standing them up so that they're standing straight up versus lying down horizontally. You can alternate that pattern, soldered, horizontal, soldered. You can do 2 up and 2 standing. 2 horizontal and 2 standing. And now you're taking a fairly inexpensive product and really elevating it. And by doing so, you're creating that interest in your kitchen without adding significant cost. That backsplash is going to be the highlight because you're really going to see it. If you love color, put the color here. Finally, when you've got all your plans and you've figured out what goes in everywhere, assemble your team. Get everybody on your team. Maybe your team is or includes an interior designer, because all that I talked about, all those ideas, is something that I include for my clients with their interior design. But for a team, you're going to need a GC. Now, if you GC this yourself, a team is going to require a framer, a sheetrocker, electrician, a plumber, a flooring installer, tile installer, painter, maybe you have wallpaper in there. So you really need a team that's going to understand your vision. And this is what the plan is going to help your team work together to create the vision that you have in your mind. Without a plan, they don't know which way to go. You can put the tiles on site and say install tiles, but how do you want them installed? So if you had those 3x6 and you think, I'm going to do this really great plan, I'm not going to do the offset, but you don't express that to your team and they don't know because they weren't there from the beginning. And when you're making the decisions, I guarantee they're going to install them offset because that's just a standard, typical way of installing 3x6 tiles. Make a plan, Write down all the elements that you're going to include, what it means, all the specs, all the information, and make sure your team can help you do that. Well, as an interior designer, I help you. I can help you do that. That's what I do. I help my clients every day. And for the past 15 years, I've helped my design clients create beautiful spaces they want to be in. And I can tell you, the number one thing I do is make a plan. If you're finding these steps valuable and you're serious about your project, click the link below to schedule an initial complimentary discovery call. And we can really hone in on what you want done, what you really want done, and figure out next steps for you. And if you like this video, you'll love this one over here. Click here, and I'll see you over there.